Welcome to the executive summary. Ryan Holiday's The Obstacle is the Way draws heavily on Stoic philosophy, showing how challenges can be transformed into opportunities for growth and achievement. If understanding this ancient wisdom from modern leadership is the kind of edge you are looking for, like this video and subscribe now. Here is what you need to know. The common assumption is that obstacles are hindrances, roadblocks to be avoided or lamented. Yet, the most successful leaders throughout history understood precisely the opposite. Every single impediment, every challenge, every seemingly insurmountable barrier is not merely an opportunity, but the very path to advancement. To view obstacles as purely negative is to misunderstand the fundamental nature of progress. When you recoil from difficulty, you're not just avoiding discomfort, you're actively sidestepping the crucible that forges resilience, innovation, and true leadership. This misperception costs organizations untold potential, stifles personal growth, and leaves leaders ill-equipped to navigate the inevitable complexities of an unpredictable world. By the end of this summary, you will possess a framework drawn from ancient wisdom and modern application to transform any setback into a strategic advantage. You will learn to dissect challenges, reframe adversity, and harness the energy of opposition to propel yourself and your team forward, turning what once seemed like a dead end into a dynamic launchpad. This profound insight is not merely theoretical. It is distilled from the practical philosophy of Stoicism, championed by emperors and generals, and meticulously documented by Ryan Holiday, whose work has guided everyone from NFL coaches to Fortune 500 CEOs. His analysis offers a timeless blueprint for navigating crises and strength. Let us then delve into the principles that unveil this extraordinary power hidden within adversity. Published in 2014, Ryan Holiday's The Obstacle is the Way, The Timeless Art of Turning Trials into Triumph, emerged as a seminal work, reintroducing ancient wisdom to a contemporary audience grappling with modern complexities. The book's core problem statement is universal: the human tendency to be overwhelmed, frustrated, or defeated by obstacles and adversity. It addresses how individuals and organizations often react to setbacks with fear, anger, or inaction, rather than seeing them as catalysts for improvement. Holiday posits that this reaction is a fundamental flaw in our approach to life's inevitable difficulties. Ryan Holiday himself is a compelling figure, having dropped out of college at 19 to apprentice under the acclaimed author Robert Greene. His early career as director of marketing for American Apparel saw his innovative strategies become case studies for tech giants like Twitter, YouTube, and Google. He later founded Brass Check, a creative agency advising major authors and corporations. Holiday is widely recognized for popularizing Stoicism for a modern audience through his prolific writing, articles, and the Daily Stoic platform. This background lends significant credibility to his ability to translate profound philosophical concepts into actionable business and life strategies. The Obstacle is the Way matters immensely because it bridges the gap between ancient Stoic philosophy and practical, accessible leadership principles. Drawing heavily from the teachings of figures such as Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus, Holiday provides a framework for navigating crises, strengthening character, and maximizing effectiveness. It is not a dry academic treatise, but a vibrant, engaging guide filled with historical anecdotes from diverse fields, politics, business, sports, making the philosophical concepts relatable and inspiring. The book has resonated deeply with a diverse group of high achievers and leaders. Its readership includes professional athletes, such as NFL coaches Bill Belichick and Pete Carroll, NBA players, and Olympians, military commanders, Fortune 500 CEOs, entrepreneurs, and political leaders also count themselves among its adherents. It appeals to anyone seeking mental toughness, resilience, and a robust framework for transforming adversity into forward motion. The central argument of The Obstacle is the Way is elegantly simple yet profoundly powerful. Every obstacle we encounter, no matter how daunting, contains within it the opportunity for growth, learning, and advancement. This is contingent upon approaching it with the right perception, decisive action, and an unshakable will. Holiday organizes this framework into three interdependent disciplines: perception, action, and will, demonstrating how they build upon one another to form a comprehensive strategy for overcoming any challenge. The first principle in transforming adversity is understanding that our perception of an obstacle fundamentally determines its nature and impact. By choosing to see challenges objectively, stripping away emotional distortion, we can uncover opportunities where others see only insurmountable problems. Holiday emphasizes that our interpretation and framing of events significantly influence our experience and response. He argues that we often become complicit in creating our own obstacles through our subjective perceptions. The mastery of perception allows us to remain calm and imperturbable, seeing things simply and straightforwardly as they truly are, neither inherently good nor bad. This objective clarity provides an incredible advantage in navigating complex situations. Consider the Panic of 1857, a severe financial crisis that crippled many. John D. Rockefeller, then a relatively small-time investor, maintained his composure while others succumbed to panic. He objectively observed the market, saved his capital, and used the crisis not as a reason for despair, but as an opportunity to gain critical insights that would later enable him to dominate the oil industry. His perception of the crisis as a learning ground, rather than a disaster, was pivotal. Viewer challenge. Reflect on a current significant challenge you're facing. Can you strip away your emotional reactions and focus only on the objective facts? What potential opportunities or lessons might be embedded within it that you hadn't considered before? The second crucial lesson is to direct your energy and attention solely on what is within your power to influence, and to accept what lies. This distinction is a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy and a powerful tool for effective leadership. Drawing directly from Stoic teachings, Holiday highlights the importance of differentiating between what is within our control, our thoughts, actions, and reactions, and what is not, such as external events, other people's opinions, or the past. By focusing exclusively on the former, we prevent unproductive worry and frustration, thereby gaining a profound sense of agency and making the most of every situation. This discipline allows us to conserve mental and emotional resources for effective action. During World War II, General Dwight D. Eisenhower faced the formidable German blitzkrieg. Instead of succumbing to despair, he shifted his perception to exploit the inherent weaknesses in the German strategy. He focused intently on what his forces could do to counter the threat, rather than dwelling on the overwhelming power of the enemy. This strategic focus on controllable actions, rather than uncontrollable circumstances, allowed him to turn a seemingly undefeatable threat into a solvable problem. Viewer challenge. List 3 things causing you stress right now. Which of them are truly within your direct control? And how can you redirect your energy to act only on those, letting go of the rest? The third lesson moves beyond perception to the realm of execution. Don't merely act. Take deliberate, persistent, and creative action, breaking down large obstacles into manageable steps. Holiday stresses that while action is common, right action is not. It involves directed, purposeful movement, always in service of the overarching goal. This requires persistence, flexibility, and courage, rather than simply brute force. Leaders are encouraged to focus on the process, doing each small task exceptionally well, rather than being paralyzed by the enormity of the overall objective. This incremental approach builds momentum and clarity. Thomas Edison's relentless pursuit of a practical light bulb filament perfectly exemplifies persistent, right action. He famously undertook thousands of failed attempts, stating, "I have not failed 10,000 times. I've successfully found 10,000 ways that will not work." This perspective demonstrates how failure, when approached with a focus on learning and improvement, becomes an invaluable asset, guiding the path to eventual success. Viewer challenge. Identify one major obstacle you're currently facing. Break it down into the smallest possible actionable step you can take today and commit to completing it. Building on the importance of action, this lesson highlights that success is often found not in the grand outcome, but in the diligent, consistent execution of necessary steps, regardless of immediate results. The book advocates for a process-oriented mindset where the focus remains on doing what needs to be done right now and doing it well. This approach helps to manage the overwhelming nature of ambitious goals and ensures continuous progress. Success, Holiday argues, often emerges from the accumulation of well-executed small tasks, rather than from singular, dramatic breakthrough. Consider Coach Nick Saban's renowned football philosophy, which he terms the process. Saban's teams are trained to focus intensely on finishing each play, each practice, and each game with maximum effort and concentration. The emphasis is not on winning the championship, but on mastering the immediate task. This small picture focus consistently leads to big picture success, demonstrating the power of process over prize. Viewer challenge. Where are you currently fixated on a prize that's causing anxiety or procrastination? How can you shift your focus to mastering the daily process that will inevitably lead to that prize, or perhaps even something greater? When external factors are beyond our control and immediate actions seem futile, our final recourse is to cultivate an unshakable inner will and resilience. This means enduring hardship, accepting what cannot be changed, and finding purpose even in adversity. Holiday describes will as our internal power, our ultimate trump card when external agency is limited. It is about cultivating resilience, humility, and flexibility, and preparing for adversity by accepting that some things are simply beyond our control. This includes the Stoic concept of amor fati, the love of fate, which encourages us to embrace everything that happens as necessary for our growth and development. Abraham Lincoln's presidency was marked by immense personal tragedies and profound national division. His ability to persevere through the profound loss of his children and the brutal political turmoil of the American Civil War, all while maintaining his resolve and guiding the nation, exemplifies an extraordinary inner will. He found strength not by wishing away his burdens, but by accepting them as part of his destiny and acting with unwavering purpose. Viewer challenge. Reflect on a past failure or difficult period in your life. How did it ultimately make you stronger or teach you a valuable lesson? How can you consciously apply that same resilience and perspective to your current challenges? The final lesson encourages a proactive stance to anticipate and prepare for potential failures and challenges, thereby mitigating their impact and developing robust contingency plans. Holiday suggests that by thinking negatively or practicing a pre-mortem, leaders can identify potential pitfalls before they occur. This is not about pessimism, but about strategic foresight. It allows for thorough preparation and the development of reverse clauses, alternative routes, or strategies, so that setbacks are expected and never permanent. This foresight transforms potential disasters into manageable detours. The ancient Stoics practiced premeditatio malorum, or the premeditation of evils. They would mentally rehearse potential misfortunes to reduce their emotional impact if and when they occurred. In modern business, this translates to conducting pre-mortems before launching projects, imagining the project has failed spectacularly and brainstorming all possible reasons for that failure to address them proactively. Viewer challenge. Before starting your next major initiative, conduct a pre-mortem. Imagine it has failed spectacularly. What are the top 3 reasons it failed? And what specific steps can you take now to prevent them? Now, let us distill these powerful insights into 3 concrete actions you can implement this week to begin transforming your approach to obstacles. Move 1. The objective assessment. This week, for any significant challenge you face, commit to writing down the objective facts without any emotional language or interpretation. Describe the situation as if you were a neutral observer, devoid of personal stake. Once you have this clear, unbiased account, list 3 potential opportunities or lessons embedded within that challenge that you hadn't considered before. This exercise forces you to detach from immediate emotional responses and actively seek the inherent value in adversity. Move 2. The single step forward. Identify one daunting task or project you've been procrastinating on, perhaps because it feels overwhelming. Break it down into the absolute smallest, most concrete, actionable step you can take in the next 24 hours. This might be as simple as send 1 email, make 1 phone call, or write 1 paragraph. The key is to make it so small that it feels impossible not to complete. Then, commit to completing that single step. This builds momentum and dismantles the psychological barrier of the overwhelming whole. Move 3. The what's in my control? Audit. For a problem that is causing you significant stress or anxiety, take a moment to perform a control audit. Draw a line down the middle of a page. On one side, list everything about the situation that is definitively outside your control, factors you cannot directly influence. On the other side, list everything that is within your control, your reactions, your effort, your choices. Commit to consciously letting go of the former, releasing the mental energy spent on things you cannot change, and taking immediate, focused action on the latter. This clarifies your agency and empowers you. If you found these insights valuable, consider subscribing to the Executive Summary for more deep dives into transformative leadership literature. Your subscription helps us continue to deliver content designed to elevate your leadership and strategic thinking. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss an episode. We are committed to bringing you the most impactful ideas from the world's best books, ensuring you're always equipped with the knowledge to lead effectively. Next week, we're breaking down another essential text that challenges conventional wisdom on team dynamics and high performance. Remember, the ultimate freedom and power come from transforming every impediment into a pathway, realizing that what stands in your way is the way forward. Remember, as Ryan Holiday teaches in The Obstacle is the Way, challenges aren't roadblocks, they're opportunities for growth. If you found this summary helpful, please subscribe and hit the notification bell for more executive book insights. We'll see you in the next one.